What's up, Beelzebubs? I'm the Romanos, and I'm back with a new movie review. It's another horror movie review, and it is Late Night with the Devil. And this was a pretty exciting film. I was looking forward to this one, and it did not disappoint. It is from Shudder, and from my count at the beginning of the film, produced by 4,200 production companies. So, hey, good for all of them. It is from the brother team of Cameron and Colin, Carias. And it stars David Dastmalchian as Jack Delroy, Ingrid Tortelli as Lily, Laura Gordon as June Ross Mitchell, Pascal Bez as Christoph, Ian Bliss as Carmichael, and Reyes Alton as Gus. And hey, what's this movie about? I don't know. Let's talk about it. It takes place in 1977, and Jack Delroy is a talk show host of the show Night Owls that was competing with the Johnny Carson show, The Tonight Show. And man, he started out with a bang, and then like a lot of people that competed with Johnny just kind of started frailing, and his career kind of started going downhill. He had lost his wife, his famous actress wife, due to cancer, and it looked like all was lost, but he started to make a comeback, and he had a great idea for Sweeps Weeks. It is Halloween, and they're going to have a parapsychologist come on the show and bring forth this teenage girl that was a survivor of this cult that supposedly had a demon possessed in her, and they're going to talk to it. So, man, that's going to go great. And this film gives us a very cool mini documentary at the beginning, kind of setting us up for what is kind of a found footage film, but it's a talk show. It gives us kind of the background of Jack Delroy and like his career up until like the beginning of the episode that we're going to watch, and we're told that we're going to watch the episode in full with some documentary footage that was shot behind the scenes. So that's done in black and white and kind of a different film style. And as we watch, we go through it's the talk show, and it's kind of fun because I gotta be honest, I'm Gen X, and I was raised on old 70s and 80s talk shows. I remember, personal story, being a child and just watching like all sorts of talk shows like during the morning, afternoon, and sometimes I would stay up late with mom, falling asleep to the Tonight Show. So I have fond memories of this era, and oh boy. First off, as far as forget about the horror stuff. The build-up with the mini documentary at first, and then the talk show itself, as we slowly get to it, is extremely well done, extremely well paced, because we're given a nice, like, description of these characters and what the situation is. We have the right tone, like correctly portrayed. It really does look like the 70s. Oh my God, it really does. The way the mannerisms, the film stock, the way things are shot, the suits, the writing, and the writing of the talk show, and the behind the scenes stuff still works too, because it's not cartoonishly 70s, and it really leans into like, how correctly it's done, and behind the scenes and stuff. And I gotta say, let's see, David Dastmalchian, who has been building a like nice steady career of like creepy villain characters and eccentric characters, kind of takes the lead here, where you get to really kind of stay. This is a role that I've not seen him do before, and he's really excelling at it. He's the only name actor I recognize in this film. I gotta say, like, what else? Like, everything I really enjoy. The whole acting for everybody. Everybody is in character on Like Gus, really does work as the second banana type of character. Like the girl Lily, who is the demon possessed teenager, is very creepy. The way she like awkwardly looks at the camera too long and then correctly goes to the next camera that shoots her and looks at that camera right at the audience for such an uncomfortable amount of time. It's really nicely done and very good, subtle, creepy acting. I mean, yeah, she gets to do the demon stuff later, but building up to that, I think she's really effective. Almost even creepier in those scenes than she is as the monster face. But oh, geez, this thing is just really well done. I gotta say, also with its premise, I am not the biggest fan of exorcism films. I feel like we've been making the same movie for 40 years since Exorcist was a big hit, and Hollywood has been kind of trying to nail that again, and they've just been remaking the same film. This takes the exorcism concept and kind of turns it on its ear, where it's not about the girl, it's not about saving the girl and the soul and stuff like that. It's about this guy trying to save his talk show, and he's just doing the most desperate thing he can by taking like this trend that everybody is talking about in the 70s. Oh, demon and devil stuff, and oh, it's so scary, like putting it on camera, and it blows up in his face and spectacularly. And the humor versus the horror, I think, is so well blended, because we have that weird awkwardness of trying to keep the show going, trying to entertain all these people in the studio audience, while the psychic is throwing up black stuff and getting really kind of terrified. Which Christoph at first was very obvious fake, and we get to see very scary stuff like following that, and like something's very effective, and it like starts tying in. But it's really nicely done, because at first it could very well be faked with his interactions with Jack. That could be faked as well as anything else that's done in the film. It really plays that up really nicely. Also, the skeptic character, by the way, makes a hilarious reference to Ed and Lorraine Warren, that they wouldn't permit it being interviewed by him. That's a funny reference, because like not only does it work in context of real life, where Ed and Lorraine are probably basically con artists, but it also works in the fictional Conjuring universe too, where they're heroes and like they don't want to talk to them. So you can kind of attach it to that universe or not. I like that. There's also a moment speaking with the skeptic where he starts doing this hypnotism, kind of copies what the parapsychiatrist Mitchell does with Lily. And I remember being kind of like thrown off by that, like going into the scene, and it's like, is this guy the demon? Is this guy is this guy the real villain? Which I think would have been really interesting. And it's such a great scene where it kind of throws you off, because you don't know where it's going from this point on. And then when things do explode, oh boy, this is very good. I do have some minor cons. Let's see, the skeptic character, speaking of which, even though I think he's extremely well acted, I think he's like nicely written, it does still fall into that trope of the skeptic non-believer and how smug they are, and geez, they just need to open their minds. God, I'm not the biggest fan of that. I'm still to this day convinced that the only real good skeptics in horror are like Agent Dana Scully from X-Files and Mystery Incorporated from Scooby-Doo. They're the best written skeptics in all of horror. But I think he does pretty decent. He's very obviously a parody of The Amazing Randy, who is not a complete smug jerk like this guy. But what's interesting is, even though he is a smug jerk, he does keep coming up with good arguments throughout the film and throughout the episode. Like the theremin goes off, and everyone's spooked out by it. By the way, this is a really funny scene that goes back and forth in the spookiness and humor, and he comes and pulls the plug. It's like, hey, just pull the plug. It's so really nicely done. And I actually, let's see, there is another thing about the AI. Now, there's some people complaining. Now, this is more of an outside context for the film. Is apparently they used AI imagery for those really cool station brake bumpers that mimic like the old like Carson type of bumpers they used to have on old '70s talk shows. And I don't know if they really did use AI. I'm gonna just go with the fact that I don't know. But let's say they did. To be honest, it's not a major factor that really hurts the film. If they did use AI, I'm actually not sure why they didn't just commission an artist for it, because these are pretty simple graphics. I mean, they really wouldn't need one. But to be honest, if they did, it's not, for me, it doesn't really hurt the film. It's just something that maybe they should have thought not to use. And why are there so many production companies part of this movie? Like, I think there were 5 or 6 before the credits started rolling. There's even one that's almost like twice as long as the others, where it looks like it's turning into like its own short cartoon. And like, can we like do something about this? I know the way the studio system is changing, and we're seeing that changes on film. But good lord, can we not be so blatant? Like, there's like 5, 6 companies that made this thing. Let's shorten that up a little bit. But anyway, I love this film. This is going to be a contender for one of my favorite films of the year. I think it's excellent. I highly recommend it. It definitely, again, it takes like the found footage kind of like concept and the exorcism concept and turns it on its ear and really goes for something really new and fun. And this is very well acted on everybody's part. They keep you guessing, they keep the tensity up, and I highly recommend it. Yeah, I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 Ram Chips. Very good film. If you're looking for a fun new horror film, it's out in theaters now, and it'll be out on Shudder, I assume, very soon. So you can check it out now. It's based on Halloween. It's like takes place during Halloween, so I think this might be a future Halloween film for you guys. But anyway, that's what I thought about Late Night with the Devil. And you can let me know in the comments below. You can click the notification bell and hit like and subscribe. And yeah, let me know. Did you see Late Night with the Devil? And let me know what you thought of the movie. So you can find me on several different social media places. Where am I? I'm at Facebook, Tumblr, Threads, Blue Sky, Twitter, something else. And you can also support me, The Real Manos, at Patreon. And you can also support Manos Publishing too. So if you want to see more videos like me, talk about all sorts of movies, and maybe, I can maybe do more movies and comic books that I don't normally do. You can support me there, just starting at $1 a month. All right. Anyway, I'm going to get going. I have an interview with a very, very minor demon. I do my best. So anyway, push the button, Lindsay.